Adjustment. Yeah, the adjustment comes right here, right here, right here. You know, we just had to buckle down. You know, it's great when you come out of halftime, you give up 21 points, and then in that second half, you only give up 3. You know, that says a lot about who we are. You know, we've been a great second half team, you know, this far in the season, and we need to just put the first half together.
All right, so Lance Briggs and boys, you've been having a good year.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness.
You know what? We're talking about the defense, but we're no longer a defensive football team, gentlemen. I think that we got to get used to the fact we're going to be throwing the football, which is fine with me. If we don't run the ball well, but we win the games. I told Dan this last week. We're 3-1. I mean, that's all that counts. And you know, tonight, I believe Minnesota's going to lose this game tonight. I think Favre is going. Here's what I think is going to happen. Favre's going to let the moment get to him. He's going to want to throw the ball downfield.
That's what I'm expecting.
Because he can't help it. That's what I'm expecting. Yeah. Now he may say no. Maybe he'll show everybody I can play within the framework. But I got a feeling tonight. Okay. You know, people know. Brett Favre says, I know those guys. That's what he said. They know you too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's going to be it's one of the better Monday night matchups we've seen.
It's going to be a hell of a matchup.
Yes, it's a huge matchup. It's a shame it's on the 4-letter network because otherwise, from a ratings perspective, it might have challenged Bears. Dolphins,
no.
It wouldn't have been challenged it.
Slow your roll, John. Blaspheme. You are a blasphemer. That game will never be beat.
I'm just saying from a ratings perspective, it might have challenged
team against Dan Marino coming in with Ditka. How dare you?
How do you think they're going to match up with
We have never had to chastise you on this set, my friend.
On this
I see a suspension and maybe a possible fine.
Good thing it's a bye week. Good thing it's a bye week.
What do you say then? Slow your roll.
Slow your roll. Pump your brakes, my friend.
But it is going to be a great game. Really looking forward to it.
Wale Agunlia.
What a year he's having.
Now, I said the other day, I don't care if it's the contract, if it's Rod Marinelli, whatever it is. This guy's playing some football right about now.
And I want to know why he didn't do that.
It's really easy.
It's hard to sign a guy. Yeah. They got records of what they've done in the past.
Sure they do.
And when the free agents... Now, what are they going to do? What if the guy comes out with 16 sacks?
It's really easy to be cynical and look at what Agunlia is doing and say, well, he's 32 years old. Last year of his contract...
Did you see our guy go over and dive over the top?
Well, that's typical Anthony Adams. That guy, he's so wound up on lemon heads by kickoff. He's just got to burn that energy somehow.
I had 19, 20...
I mean, Agunlia is having such a good year. I don't think the Bears fans are wondering or questioning how they're getting it. They are getting it. He's got 4.5 sacks in 4 games, and he's yet another guy in that defensive line who will not stop raving about Rod Marinelli. It would have been really easy yesterday to make Marinelli a part of the story. He wanted nothing to do with that. This is why he never should have been a head coach in the first place. He is a perfect drill sergeant running that defensive line. He is teaching them things that they've never heard before. Even 8, 9, 10-year guys like Agunlia, he is learning new things with Rod Marinelli.
Well, yes, and that's what people will ask you sometimes. So, well, what can he have, in his magic box that other people don't have or didn't have with the Bears? And it's all about technique, and it's all about understanding that you got to get off the football. Right. And I'm talking about get across.
It's all about reputation too. Who was their line coach last year?
Brick Haley.
It's Brick Haley.
Okay.
He's down at LSU now.
Yeah, it's all about reputation. Right. It's all about what happened in.
That has a lot to do with
it. It's all about what happened, even in Detroit, where he was head coach. You come over, the guy's a former head coach. Regardless of record, they look at that, but they also look at his years of team.
That helps, but I do think from a technique perspective, as Dan was alluding to, I talked to Alex Brown about this for the cover story of the newest issue of Bears magazine. Segway.
Is that right?
That's right. I got a great interview with Alex Brown, and I talked about what was the first time you had a conversation with Rod Marinelli and the light came on. You said, you know what, I never heard that before. And Alex told me that he can now watch the center on the opposing offense and figure out, okay, there's 10 different ways that an offensive line can block me. By looking at what the center is doing, his alignment, his specific call, he can now eliminate maybe 7 of those, which means that now the snap happens and he sees the first step that center makes and he might be able to eliminate another one. And now, one step into the snap, he's eliminated 8 of the 10 potential blocking perspectives that this offensive line can play. These are the types of things. It's more cerebral.
I think it's more interesting because Alex Brown is always shows up every year. But
he's been better this year.
Point.
Oh, yeah.
He's playing great this year.
He is.
But Agunlia and Marcus Anderson, now we just talked about Harrison.
Yeah.
He's the guy I'm a little disappointed. Started off badly with the squad by coming in a little bit overweight.
Right.
He probably shed those pounds, but he's not having the same type of start or year that he had last year so far.
But you look at the pass rush, and again, the example we just saw, if those guys in the middle collapse that pocket in the middle, those ends pinched. There's nowhere for that quarterback to go. So you credit those guys up front with doing a nice job, just like you do those ends, because somebody's helping you get in that
that's
position.
why I heard Tommy Harris doesn't have a lot of tackles. Well, if you watch the games, you see he's take up 2 guys, sometimes 3 guys. I mean, he is a monster.
Right.
I mean, that's where he has 6 tackles for the season. How many disruptions? How many disruptions does he have? He's got to have disruptions in the team.
It's like you have to, to appreciate a lot of the stuff that goes on.
You got to watch.
You got to watch, and you got to. Sometimes you almost have to be in the meeting room when they slow it all down, and then you see all of those guys gravitating towards one player. Then you understand the
this is the reason why Lovey has to rotate 8 defensive linemen in a game, because you can get more out of each guy. And if 1 or 2 guys has a bad game, you've got 4 or 5 others who are picking up the slack. We talked about Marcus Harrison. He was really good in week 1 at Green Bay. Hasn't done a whole lot since. But all of a sudden lately, Anthony Adams is playing better. Even Mark Anderson. Mark Anderson is a guy who I have crushed for 2 years for just being a ghost out there.
Deservedly so.
Deservedly so. He's been fantastic. He's getting pressure off the edge, and he's even making some plays against the run, which he never did, even as a rookie.
Yeah, he forced a turnover in this ball game, didn't he?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. If he doesn't get in Matthew Stafford's grill, Tommy Harris doesn't have the interception fall right in his lap. He's played really well.
Tommy got the look what I found.
Oh, yeah. He was running with it before he even knew he had it.
It was a perfect pass,
Exactly.
John. You're going to the market, Mom.
Outstanding.
You're going to the market, Mom.
Do they have one of these in Tallahassee, Florida? Because that's where I'll be next weekend.
Oh, you're going to see Florida?
Yes. The Bears have a bye. Florida State is a home game. I can actually go, although I don't even want to see
You
them
better
play
look out for the criminals, man. They might call you out to the play.
It's not going to be good.
Every so often throw some cold water in Bobby Bowden's face, let him know he's at a football game.
Might have to.
I mean, the difference between him now and Paterno now, light years. I mean, the rain's pelting. Paterno's going, well, we did a pretty good. The guy's like 50. The guy looks the same as he did 30
He's
years
only
ago.
100 years old.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I love Bobby like a grandfather, but even I admit it's time to turn the page.
Hey, thanks, John.
Anytime, guys. Be
John,
good.
thanks a lot. All right, it's time for us to take another break here on the Monsters in the Morning. When we come back, we'll take you to that stunning Olympic announcement from last Friday. All that when we return for hour number 2 next on Comcast SportsNet.